Hello and welcome to What Are You Saying? #Ways, where we talk about topics in the news as it affects us all. My name is Adiola and I'm flying solo today. It's a first time experience for me. And I'll be joined by the one and only Ua via Zoom. Ua, are you there?
Dee,
Hello.
can you hear me?
I can hear you. Good evening.
So how does it feel flying solo in the studio?
Ha! This reminded me of something someone shared on LinkedIn yesterday about a young lady who attended Britain Has Got Talent. She's been going for years and she's been looking for the opportunity, to just sing one time in front of Simon. And for some reason, just before the show started, the moderator or the moderator for the event, just went to her and said, "Oh, would you be interested in singing?" And the girl said, "Oh, yes." And then she started singing, and then all the judges walked in, and oh my goodness, her voice, it was explosive. And then Simon says, "Excuse me, young lady, why are you not auditioning? Why are you not on the stage?" So right now, I feel like, oh my goodness, it's my opportunity to, tell you guys what I can do and then to just, have fun on the show with you guys. So yes,
Awesome,
I feel
awesome,
good.
awesome. I'm looking forward to it.
But has
So
has the
have
day
you
going
learned
for you?
Nigeria we hail thee now?
Oh please. I'm not that's not I don't know. I'm not sure that is something that I want to readily learn now. I think I'll just go along with the flow of humming it until somehow I catch it. But right now, I'm not sure I want to just take time out to learn it. Who knows? They might still change their mind.
It's possible, it's possible.
Yeah. Anyway, let's quickly just jump into the show. So here is what we found as today's quote. Technology will never replace great teachers, but technology in the hands of great teachers is transformational. This is by George Couras. So for me, I think, you know what Nigerians say, that when something is so good, they say it's so good since sliced bread. I think that's technology for me. What technology has afforded us to have, the places it has taken us to, the exposure, the way it just creates this limitless opportunity. I think technology is just absolutely phenomenal. The effect, the changes, the impact, not just in individual lives, but in communities, in the world itself. What do you think about this quote?
Hmm. I think, honestly speaking, without technology, what we're having now would have not been possible. So I'm just looking back and thinking, how did we survive without technology? Honesty, because truth be told, like a lot has changed and transformed, just because somebody decided to invent something, that we're all, beneficiaries of today. So really, I totally agree with the quote.
Absolutely, absolutely. So technology has revolutionized education globally, and Nigeria is no exception. In recent years, the integration of digital tools and platforms has significantly enhanced the educational landscape in Nigeria. These advancements have facilitated access to quality education, especially in remote areas, personalized learning experiences, and improved administrative efficiency. Tonight, we're discussing the role of technology in enhancing education in Nigeria. And when we open our phone lines, we will love to hear what you have to say. But first, let's take a break to see what we found in today's news. Welcome. You are still watching Ways, the International Day of United Nations Peacekeepers, observed annually on May 29th, honors the memory of UN peacekeepers who have lost their lives in the line of duty and recognizes the contributions of all peacekeeping personnel. Established by the United Nations General Assembly in 2002, the day marks the anniversary of the UN's first peacekeeping mission in 1948. It is commemorated with ceremonies, educational events, and media campaigns to raise awareness about the critical role of peacekeepers in maintaining global peace and security, despite the significant risk and challenges they face. Wow, what do you think about this day?
Honestly, when you remember how wars and all of those things, because I've lived in places of unrest, so anything that is peace is bliss for me. You understand? Until today, I always say to myself that anything that takes away my peace, I don't even want to have anything to do with it. I can literally, completely abandon something good because, maybe my peace is being threatened. So I want to say thank you to everyone, thank you to everyone that has made it a life mission, to be part of this journey of peacekeeping. For those that have lost their life, I pray for comfort for their families. And for those that, are still on the field, I pray for safety for them because it is really needed in our time at this, very critical time of our lives. Yeah.
I absolutely agree. And I must say that personally, I'm very biased, to anything around, the military, because I really think that we do not thank them enough. We do not acknowledge what they do enough, especially, considering all the global conflicts, regions where there is so much unrest, and you find people who take on who take it as their day job, to say, what, I'm going to stand in this place. I'm going to be the person, who stays in front of you, just so that you don't experience war, you don't experience, anything around civil unrest or what have you. So yes, I think it's a fantastic day to acknowledge. It's a fantastic day to also remember all the military personnel that have lost their lives, and then to also say thank you to their families. It is never easy to send a loved one, to dangerous areas, but day in, day out, those people, the rise to the challenge, just so that you and I, we can sleep safely in our bed. So yeah, bravo, bravo, bravo. Sorry, what did you say? I didn't catch that.
I said absolutely, absolutely. I could not have. I had nothing else to add. You just capped it nice.
Absolutely. So, what did you find for us in today's news?
All right, is Nigeria we hail thee? Apparently, I had not followed the news all day because I was kind of like caught up doing things, so I didn't know. I just saw a news headline that said OBS Ekwesili is fuming and saying that she would not, what's it called? She would not acknowledge the old national anthem and that she will not be part of that part of it. And I was trying to find the word because I actually had to jot it down. But literally, she's just saying no, and she's not going to be part of the people that are going to be singing the national anthem. And this was on her X page. She said the obnoxious law, repugnant.
That's a lot of grammar.
to all of good conscience in Nigeria, that she's not going to be part of it. I say, Auntie, don't speak grammar for us. Like, so what she's literally saying that, so at the end of the X feed, she then writes the current Arise, O compatriot, Nigeria called, obey, and all of that. So meaning that she's standing firm and she's not going. A lot of people are actually kind of like, fighting this. But then again, I think who shared that old video? Was it Messi that shared it on the group? Apparently, our president had this, for a very long time. And he truly believes that this anthem can bring national peace and unity. So, like you rightly said, I'm not even about start learning the national anthem. Let us go with the flow, and let's see how it unfolds. If I can't sing it, I will hum it. May God not let them call me for an appointment and they ask me to sing.
What a sight for sore eyes.
Before I will lose a contract because I cannot sing that national anthem. But if that is the law right now, we all have to find a way to start learning it, honestly. But it's actually I feel the pain of the people that are fighting against it, but hey, what do we do? Sometimes you just kind of quietly watch and see how it unfolds. Yeah.
I mean, for me, I think whether it has good lyrics or whether the meaning is deeply profound, I think that is just in poor taste, considering all the things that people are going through right now. I mean, that should not even be a priority. And to think that the way that it was quickly passed into law, if that energy was given to other things that would literally,
That are of national
yeah,
importance.
and really impact on the lives of people, then I think, I mean, we would be in the right direction. But right about now, that is, for me, misplaced priority. So,
Absolutely.
so for me, I found this in today's news. The federal government begins rollout of free 1 million gas cylinders to boost clean cooking. And it says that as part of its effort to promote clean cooking energy for families across the country, the federal government yesterday commenced the free distribution of gas cylinders with a target of moving at least 1 million homes to clean cooking gas by 2030. The program, which is under the Decade of Gas initiative, tagged LPG grassroots penetration, is expected to distribute about 250,000 gas cylinders to women in rural communities across the country. So, I mean, I'm all for interventions, but I think personally, I always have issues with interventions that are not sustainable. I mean, it's all well and good. You distribute cylinders to women in or people in the rural areas, but you also have to consider their ability to sustain that lifestyle. If people are barely feeding, because the real problem is that people have less disposable income to buy gas. I mean, that gas is not really cheap like that, you know. So again, I mean, the government in its wisdom, you know, come out with all these interventions, and then these interventions just seem like almost standalone in its execution. And we really can't measure the impact in terms of, okay, you know what, for how long? Because, I mean, 250,000 women every year, it's a lot. It's a good initiative. But again, this is me looking at it holistically to say that it could have been done better. Anyway, let's go on a very short break. We'll be right back. Thanks for staying with us. As the world rapidly evolves into a digital age, the integration of innovative technologies into our educational system has become not just a possibility, but a necessity. The emergence of edtech firms has been pivotal in driving this transformation, offering innovative solutions to long-standing challenges such as teacher shortages, outdated curricula, and limited learning resources. Tonight, we are discussing the role of technology in enhancing education in Nigeria, and we'll be deepening this conversation with our guest, who is Oluwaseun Kayode. He's the CEO of School Linker. Good evening, Oluwaseun.
Good evening. Good evening. Good to be here.
Thank you. Now, Oluwaseun is a key voice in conversations surrounding the improvement of teacher quality in Africa. He currently leads at School Linker as the CEO, an edtech company utilizing technology to create a community of highly skilled educators for African schools. Wow. Thank you once again for, being on the show with us.
It's an absolute pleasure. I'm happy to be here.
Great, great, great. So let me just kick off this conversation by saying that, obviously, I mean, you're a young person, and it's very rare to find very young people who, put in a lot of investment, in education. It's not, pardon me, it's not very romantic, so to say. So let me ask you, what was the idea? What was the dream? Why did you go into this?
Thank you for that question. There's a long story behind, if I'm supposed to answer that question, but I'm going to keep it very short.
All right.
So for me, I totally understand, and I have witnessed and I've experienced the powerful gifts of transformation that education offers. I think I would not be where I am today if not for the gift of education. I am from a very privileged, or let me say I won't say less privileged, but a very humble background. And education for me, especially in the early years, was very rough. But along the line, I met with people who took a chance on me to say, I'm going to support this guy to have access to quality education. And because of them, because of their thoughtfulness, because of their support, and because of the gift of education they offered to me, and with the help of God, I'm here where I am today. And I know there are a lot of young people like me as well who are growing up in the same kind of environments that I grew up in. And I think that the best way to pay it forward is to ensure that they also have access to the kind of education and the kind of gift and support that I had. And that's why, I've rolled up my sleeves to get involved in, pushing and advancing education development.
Fantastic, fantastic. I mean, personally, I'm already excited about, all the conversation that we're going to have tonight. But quickly, let's go on a very short break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Tonight we're still talking the role of technology in enhancing education in Nigeria. Please, let's hear what you have to say. Remember, you can join the conversation. Send us an SMS or WhatsApp to 08180384663. Our phone line is now open. Please call us on 07025007749. Let's quickly touch on a brief history around technology and the current state of technology in Nigeria, and also how internet and mobiles, have literally breached this gap, to ensure that people can access technology and education. What are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, I think there is internet penetration coming in at a very unprecedented, increasing level and manner. And I'm just like remembering growing up when my dad actually bought the SIM card. He bought a SIM card before he bought a mobile phone. And that was because the SIM card was more expensive than the mobile phone. And he had to keep the SIM card for about 9 months before he could save up to buy a mobile phone. And that was how challenging it was at that point in time to actually acquire digital devices and make use of digital devices. But what we see today is the fact that the narrative, has changed, right? You have digital devices everywhere around you. You have SIM cards that are offered for as little as 100 naira, 200 naira, sometimes even for free. You have internet data being purchased for, lower fee, lower amount of money. And you can trace all of this back, to the advancement of technology over the years. One thing I used to say is the fact that as technology advances, it becomes cheaper. As technology advances, it becomes more accessible. As technology advances, right, more people are able to, gain access to it and use it for good. And if you look at it, apart from education and technology, look at other sectors that are already driven by technology. Look at how malaria test, for instance, in health has, rapidly changed. Right now people have rapid test devices that they use to test for malaria. You have, antenatal care getting better because of the use of technology, simple technology such as USSD that is helping women in the villages have access to quality health care. Now you come to financial technology as well. Financial technology, you have people who actually having access to financial products on their devices for very, very free and easily accessible. And I think that as technology really advances, it becomes more cheaper. Now coming down to education, there are internet devices everywhere. Smartphones are increasingly becoming available. And as a result of that, technology is much more cheaper than ever before. So I think that education technology as well is following that trend and has increased beyond. Yeah.
Oh, great, great. I mean, for me, I think my eureka moments in terms of the marriage between technology and education was understanding that there is no more room for ignorance. You can access absolutely anything. All you need to be is curious, and it just makes everything so much easier. It makes learning new things so much easier. You can readily, at the tip of your fingers, just access this information. Ua. Hello, Ua. Okay, I think we lost Ua for. I think we lost Ua for a bit. So I would like to also, jump into the fact that.
Hello, Diola.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I can hear you now. I can hear you now. I was saying that I know that in recent times you've been very excited, about learning new things. And I know that you'll probably be one of the major people who can say, oh, technology has done something really good for me in terms of, being able to access, resources. What has your experience with that been?
Using technology to learn new things.
Absolutely.
Diola, like I was saying today, I had a session today in the office, and I was saying to my team members, and I said to them that I can't even count the number of things I have learned in such a short time, just because I have internet and I have a good a laptop to learn from, right? I mean, if ever there was a time where is the best time to learn is now, because so many things I have courses that I've taken at Harvard. I've not been there, I've just taken them online. I've taken courses with Google. I've taken so many courses that has really changed, because the way the innovations are coming, you actually need to be intentional about learning how to use those innovations, to grow whatever it is that you want to do, be it your business, be it your brand, be it whatever it is, right? There's a way to learn those things and to use it. So I can't even overemphasize how much impact technology has had, personally, for me in my journey to personal development. You can't play with it. Now imagine now having intentionality with infusing technologies within the four walls of our educational structures in Nigeria. I mean, the possibilities are limitless. I saw a video, was it today or yesterday, of Elon Musk talking about a young boy, David. I think he builds different things. He builds planes, he builds different things. And he was talking about the boy. How was that possible? It was technology that made that possible, right? So, I mean, that's the beauty of technology, and that's what is even making me excited about this conversation that we are having this evening.
Great, great, great. Over, I think about last year or 2 years ago, there was a report around the fact that Nigeria has one of the highest numbers of out of school, children in the world. And again, I mean, technology is supposed to make things so much easy. Now, Sean, I want you to jump on this in terms of the fact that yes, there is technology. Yes, there is internet connectivity. But if we say that we are, trying to amplify the message around underserved, and remote communities being able to access, education, quality education. But the question is still, do they even have the connectivity? Is internet really, are we really penetrated like that for remote communities to enjoy this service?
That's a great question. And I know when this conversation started, you mentioned, why young people like me are, trying to work in a space that is seemingly tough.
Yeah.
So the education technology space really